Hello, welcome to the Game Over Gerkinman podcast. It has been a while since we've done one of these. We're doing one today because Carbonwater made us a neat little intro, and I thought, well, hey, we can't let it go to waste. I better record some of these things for this intro that I never asked him to make, but I'm glad he did.
Yay!
Yay! So introduce yourselves, all two of you, because that's how we're doing it this time. It's a small.
This is Carbonwater. And I'm first today, yay!
Because that never happens any other time.
Yeah, because damn Sean's always in here. Eh.
Fucking Sean. Or Adam. Dick. Anyway. Hi, I'm Jess or Nemir. Yeah.
Well,
And don't I look
this...
so...
Okay.
Interrupted me. I was gonna say, don't I look super cute in that intro? So cute. Oh my god, so cute. You don't even know, Dylan, honestly, like, that put me in such a good mood.
Oh.
Seeing that. I was like, ah!
Yeah, how does it feel to put a woman in a good mood, Dylan? It must be a strange new feeling.
Yeah, feels good, man.
Yeah, feels good, making people feel good. Well, I guess this is the show. We've got a format that we follow, and I guess deviating from that would be weird. But what's everyone playing at the moment?
I've been playing Yoshi's New Islands, which is not too bad. It's not exactly as good as the Super Nintendo.
I think the Super Nintendo one might be the greatest 2D platformer ever made.
Well, that was so great back in the day because there was nothing like it. And it's like, wow, oh my god!
It still isn't. Even the level design and things, like, if I would very much struggle to choose between it or Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's not exactly bad. You know, it's just mediocre. I'd say it's good, but it's not exactly. Yeah.
It's got terrible music.
Is it really that bad?
Nah. It's like they're trying to replicate the old music, but they're trying to do it in a different way. So.
It sounds like the Rugrats trying to cover the original music.
Pretty much.
Is the Caves music back? Because my favorite music from the original Yoshi's Island was when he went underground.
I think
I like
so.
Levels.
A lot of the time I just turn on the music, put on my own music. I'm like, yeah, I'm playing Yoshi's Story with Prodigy. Awesome.
Badass. Is that all you're playing? That's a handheld game.
Yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing Grand Theft Auto Online. Been getting back into that. Because I'm like, why not? I need something to tie me over until Mario Kart comes out. So.
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
Yeah. So I've been playing a little bit of that, just messing with cars and stuff. And they'd be like, no, get out of my car. I'm going to run you over now.
That sounds like GTA 5. What about you, Jess?
I am finishing World, which I'm Let's Playing right now.
Super Mario World.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to finish that last night.
Yeah, and then I fucking couldn't, so I'm gonna do it tonight. Sorry, Mark. He's the only one that watches it. And then also, what else am I playing? That's really it.
Huh.
Unless you count, well, I mean, like, I guess I will be playing, probably Palm Gets Wi-Fi soon again. And I guess if you want to count it, fucking shitty Flash games on Neopets.
They count. You can't say shitty Flash games. Adam will get upset.
They're so bad. No, I think Adam would agree.
Well, all my game consoles are packed up because I'm moving to Canada. There'll be a formal announcement about that tomorrow.
You hear that? He's changing to PC gaming.
Yes, so I've actually been playing PC gaming.
You've been playing PC gaming?
I've been playing PC gaming. It's really good. I really like the game. 5 stars out of 5 IGN.
It's a PC game emulator.
Yeah, so I've been playing. I've been jumping back and forth between Giant Citizen Kabuto, which is a great old PC game from 2000. That shit was cutting edge when it came out. Elder Scrolls Oblivion I've gone back to, which is weird to go back to after playing through Skyrim. But I kind of like it because it has it's more deep than Skyrim, I think. There's more to it. Skyrim, after going back, it almost feels like Skyrim was like dumbed down.
That's why you gotta install those mods so you have a good time.
Yeah, and I've been trying to play Fallout 3, but for some reason it keeps locking up on Windows 8, so I'll sort that out. The other thing I've been playing is The Legend of Zelda: The Oracle of Seasons on the 3DS, which is I'm very proud of. I'm like halfway through the first dungeon and haven't had to look at a play guide yet. So I'm feeling very proud of myself.
Oh, that's good.
I'm proud of you.
Unlike Oracle of Ages, which as soon as I start traveling time and I get stuck on that island with the lizards and you have to do like a big trading quest, I immediately just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
At least that's further than what I got. As soon as I played Oracles, both Ages and Seasons, it just throws you straight in. I'm like, what do I do? I don't... So help!
That's what all the old Zeldas were like. Go on an adventure and work it out yourself.
But I need my hand-holded.
There's a difference between needing hand-holding and just like really obtuse puzzle design, I think. Some of the puzzles are just like, that wasn't a puzzle. That was literally just a trial and error until you
figured it out.
Until you get there.
Figure it out. That's what Zelda should be. Figure it out, dumbass.
Yeah, I don't mind. I like figuring things out, but I don't like figuring things out through trial and error. It's like those old point-and-click adventure games where it's like, oh, I was supposed to mix the honey with the comb and the cat hair to make a fake mustache to get into the club without an ID.
The day that Zelda turns into a point-and-click is the day I give up entirely on Nintendo.
That's exactly what I was saying about Broken Age. It's like, time to try things with everything until the thing works.
Yeah, but at least Broken Age looks pretty.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds nice.
Just waiting for that Act 2, whenever you want to release that.
Yeah, they didn't actually put a date on it, did they?
No. So it's coming soon, sometime.
Coming soon to a sometime near you.
Well, that was like E3 last year. Sorry, that just reminded me of E3 last year. They had their announcement for Mirror's Edge, and it was like coming when it's ready. I thought that was beautiful.
DICE are working on that and the new Star Wars Battlefront at the same time.
And
while
Battlefield
4, they're still trying to patch Battlefield 4. DICE are a busy... It's weird. DICE are a busy team, but I think EA haven't stretched so thin. I'm starting to worry if the quality of their products is going to start...
Time to make Dead Space 4.
Can I talk about Dead Space for a minute? This is another piece of news. Me and Jess... day before yesterday, set up a new gaming channel, which will be the two of us when we're both living together, which will be in July.
Yes.
We're going to start doing a bi-weekly video podcast series, which will be basically just Let's Drown Out, but instead of having Yahtzee and his friend, it'll be me and Jess. But next year we'll be starting to do reviews. But I was looking at my list of games that I own that I'm going to be playing through and reviewing, and Dead Space was on there, and I love Dead Space, and I liked Dead Space 2, even though Dead Space 2 is technically a better game than Dead Space. I don't enjoy it as much. Because I find a lot of the tension in Dead Space comes from the elements of it that don't work well. Kind of like going back to Resident Evil 4, part of what makes it tense is the fact that the controls aren't great.
Plus, you have to be accurate when shooting. You just can't, go guns blazing. I'm going to shoot you all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. And the original Dead Space, there was hardly any ammo, and you had to get creative. But I haven't played Dead Space 3, but I bought it recently, and I'm kind of like, oh, I hear so many bad things about it.
I hope you like snow.
I saw those clips. They kind of reminded me of Lost Planet a bit.
Yeah.
When that came out.
That's what I was saying. It's like, Dead Space 3 and Lost Planet 3 are the same game.
Oh, boy. Well, I look forward to reviewing all three of those games at some point next year. And we can see how the Squalid series falls. But, anyway, that's that. Now it's time for some news. We'll be back in just a moment. It is the news. Does someone want to make a little news music?
It's the news.
Thank you, Dylan. That was beautiful. So I handpicked 3 particular articles, and we're going to talk a little bit about each of them with just opinions, which shouldn't take as long as it usually does because there's only 3 of us, which is nice. So the first one I picked, and it's nice and short, and it is about a series that I think touches the heart of many a nostalgic gamer.
I thought you said many anal gamers, and I was a little concerned.
Many anal gamers. Casey isn't here.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't listen to these things. This is courtesy of Joystick. Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor cancelled, says Grant Kirkhope.
What was the spiritual successor?
Well, a proposed spiritual successor to Rare's Nintendo 64 platformer Banjo-Kazooie had been called off. According to Grant Kirkhope, it was confirmed that in a Reddit, because he did one of those Ask Me Anythings this week. And that's one of the questions he was asked. And Grant was quoted as saying, in my best British accent, "The other guys had actually had a secret meeting at a pub near Rare, and we even got as far as having a character drawn up and a demo level type thing, but it all fell to bits. Everyone's got other jobs, etc." I assume that's what Grant sounds like a little bit, maybe.
More or less.
So developed by a team of ex-Rare staffers, the Mighty Mingy Jingo was the code name for it. Also retained the detailed environments and googly-eyed characters of its Nintendo 64 inspiration. Team's Twitter account went dark in December 2012, and the Kickstarter never started. So that was a thing that I didn't know was actually happening until it was dead, which was like a year and a half after it died. But is anyone? When I sent this to Blordo, he is obviously keeping his fingers on the pulse of this project. And he was just like, "I am not surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised either."
Was it set to be Xbox One exclusive, or was it going to be on other consoles?
They didn't say anything like that. They were going to do a Kickstarter, so it seemed like it might have been like an indie game type deal. But it would have been a 3D platformer.
Because I was going to say, Rare's pretty much dead to me anyway, and if it was going to be Xbox One exclusive, I'm not going to get it anyway, so... not really missing out on anything.
But I don't think, there's a difference between Rare and Rare developers. People are saying Rare is dead, but I mean, the Rare today isn't the same Rare that there was anyway, because all the real team members that actually did anything left. Ages ago. Like even before the whole Microsoft buyout thing, like all the team that worked on GoldenEye and Perfect Dark left to form the team that did the Time Splitters games. So I mean, even before the Microsoft buyout thing, you know, a lot of the key members that worked on the games that everyone's nostalgic for had already moved on to other things. And the guy Jumping Ship, the guy that directed Conker's Bad Fur Day and Conker Life and Reloaded, he's doing iPad games now. I don't know what the other guys are doing, but so neither of you either anything about this actually being a thing that was a thing?
No, I didn't even hear about it until just now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exclusive news. You heard it first.
There you go. So there you go. Then there's a news. Something that no one knew existed is dead. Apparently, I just went to the original article from when it was announced. It looks like they were going to do it in Unity.
So they were going to do it together.
Yeah. Classic. Oh boy. Okay, the second little news piece here, I'm going to have to abbreviate it a little bit. I'm sure both of you have heard of this by now. Was the case of a Call of Duty player making a fake murder report and calling in a SWAT team on his opponent.
What?
Did you not hear about this deal?
No.
The abbreviated version is that this sore loser lost in a match of Call of Duty Ghosts and then called a SWAT team to attack his 7-year-old that he was playing against that beat him. And the SWAT team surrounded his Long Beach, New York residence. It was surrounded by over 60 law officers, SWAT members, and emergency personnel.
Wow.
So the guy said after he lost the match, he called them and basically he pretended to be the guy and said, "I just killed my mother and I might shoot more people." And so they all went to his house and whatever. And then it turned out everything was okay But this little stunt cost approximately about $100,000 taxpayers' money because somebody lost a match of Call of Duty.
Serious business.
Serious business.
Yep.
It's like, it's easy to say, because the thing that's annoying about this is the media is twisting it to be like a games cause anger issues. And
No, of course, they always do.
They always do every single time, and that's like, I think that's the worst thing to come out of this, aside from the fucking $100,000 of taxpayers' money being wasted. But I think the other thing that's kind of weird about it, though, is people seem to ignore the fact that this happens a lot with like sporting events and all this sort of stuff. It's only when it's like video games that it makes the news.
Of course, because video games are, destroying society and making everybody killers and...
Yeah, everyone's...
How would that even happen? Would it have been like, oh, I'll beat you up, kid. Oh, yeah, here's my house information.
Well, I think what he did was he basically, it just identified himself as Castillo, and I guess from that, they must have assumed it was this particular guy's place.
Imagine if he got the wrong place. It's like, what?
Well,
turns out some guy actually did kill his mom.
Yeah. I like that. We're laughing about the idea of someone actually killing their mom.
Well, no, not that. But like, he makes this call. They end up going to the wrong house where this guy actually did kill somebody. Like, could you imagine?
Just bust some stoner's house and there's like 10 pounds of weed.
Yeah. I was kind of, because I mean, like, I was like reading other articles about like there are SWAT teams out there that are a little bit more gun happy than this one was. Could have quite easily got someone killed over
Yep.
Call of Duty match. But
so is this like, I'm assuming this guy's getting like fined for...
they haven't released any information about that.
So yes.
Yeah.
Actually, they haven't been able to they haven't been able to identify the person who made the initial call yet. But more on that as it comes. But I guess the reason I wanted to bring that up is, I know I stopped playing on Xbox Live because I got sick of threats and racism and homophobia, and I basically stopped playing games online because
people suck.
It's weird. Like, I would identify myself as a gamer, but I, at the same time, don't want to, because a lot of the things that are identified with gamers now are negative, because a lot of gamers are fucking idiot retards.
It's because you get a bunch of 12-year-olds who have anger management issues because, their mom bought their 10-year-old a fucking 18-plus game.
It's weird though, because these days it's not even as bad as it used to be. Like, I used to get rage mail all the time, straight from Rage Mail Incorporated. But these days it's, nothing, so...
What, was that a joke?
No.
Oh. Okay. I've never heard of Rage Mail. Oh boy. That's why I like, because I don't want to say that like 18-plus games and shit aren't making kids angry. I think there's a lot of
but you know what I mean though.
There's a lot of bad parents out there who would rather have their
what I'm saying.
Call of Duty babysit their child.
If
sorry.
Parents looked at ratings and bought age-appropriate games for their kids, you wouldn't have 12-year-olds calling out SWAT teams to... Because, kids are dumb. They don't realize that that's a thing that actually happens.
They don't care.
Yeah, well, either they don't care or they don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah. Well, there was that other article. There was this article about a guy who was a stepfather, and basically he told this... Because he wanted to watch TV, he told his stepson, he was like, yo, I want to watch TV. When I come back in like 10 minutes, I want the Xbox off so I can watch TV. Then he came back and the kid was basically just like, fuck you. So the dad, he was in the middle of an online match of Call of Duty or Battlefield or something, and the guy, so he just pulled the power plug out.
Yep.
And then the kid went out into the garage and got in his car and backed it into his stepdad's like $40,000 Harley Davidson and ran over it a couple of times. And then... And it's just like, oh my god.
Which, like...
What is...
If my mom... Like, that happened to me. Like, my mom would be like, I want to watch TV, get off the Nintendo. And then I wouldn't. And the minute she unplugged that, I ran to my room. Because I was like, oh, she's mad. Like, there's no discipline. Parents they're afraid to discipline their kids these days. Like, I'm not saying take your kid out and beat them. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But...
I'm saying go out and take your kid. When I did the wrong thing, I got My dad would get the leather belt out, and tan your ass. Something severe. And that'd happen, and I'd never do the same thing again.
No, you wouldn't. Like, my mom never had to do that to us. She just had to look at us, and then we never did it again.
No, you Dylan, did you get a spanking as a kid for doing the wrong thing? Were you a troubled child?
I can't really recall anything like that. But I do recall it's like I'd be playing games. It's like, oh yeah, it's time for dinner. I'm like, all right, no worries. Leave the game on, go have dinner, come back, and somebody turned the game off, and I'm like,
yeah.
You never played up or got up to mischief as a kid?
I probably did, but I can't really remember a lot of my childhood. I guess it was just too traumatic for me.
He's blocking it out. Way to bring up repressed memories, Dan.
Yeah. That's me. Well, I think after that depressing little note, the last news article, and I think it's something that everyone should be excited about. Humongous Entertainment's games coming to Steam.
Humongous what?
Ironic Entertainment. They're the guys who did Putt Putt Joins the Parade, Spy Fox in Dry Cereal. They made all those like old Freddy Fish and the Case of the Missing Kelp Seeds, Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide.
Edutainment games.
Yeah. You never played any of those back in the day?
Nope.
Oh.
Well then, that's unfortunate. They weren't that bad.
Okay.
They were like they were like halfway between a point-and-click adventure game and edutainment.
Yeah.
So what happened? They got bought out by Steam?
No, that there's a retro game restoration group called Night Dive Studios, and they're basically taken all these old. I think they must have been DOS.
Mm-hmm.
They originally came out, and they're basically making them all Steam compatible.
Yeah. And that's a bad thing. Why? 27
games for $99. No, it's a good thing. I think it's great that they've managed to bring all these games back. I'm going to send you a link, and you'll immediately recognize these characters still and be like, "Oh, those."
Yeah, that's the exact same thing that Iron Galaxy did with all the old Capcom games. They made them, compatible on the new systems.
The Capcom used to make PC games.
No, I'm just saying, like, all the older games, like, Marvel vs. X-Men and the original Strider and stuff. They made them all compatible on the new gen systems.
Good old Freddy Fish.
Yeah, Freddy Fish. None of these look familiar, Dylan?
Nope.
What the fuck kind of childhood did you have?
Yeah.
One where I played lots of Marios.
Forgotten because of the traumatization. We're going to be right back while Dylan composes himself. We're back again. This time, it's time for our topic.
Oh.
This topic was submitted courtesy of Carbonwater, and it is Super Smash Brothers for the Xbox 64.
That's my favorite 64.
We're going to talk about Smash Brothers. We're going to talk about the Smash Brothers Direct and how Sakurai is a crazy man.
He's crazy.
And our Smash Brothers memories. Our sweet, sweet Smash Brothers memories.
You don't like the things that he's adding?
I like the way he puts his hands up and down. I thought that was a lot of fun.
What fun.
You didn't like that bit?
His outfit was beautiful. I liked how he was wearing a knitted sweater over his Hawaiian t-shirt.
The version that I originally watched wasn't the American version, it was the UK version, so they didn't overdub it, they just had subtitles. And when I was watching it, I was like, holy shit, his voice is really deep. He's got a really manly voice.
Yeah. It's weird, if you look at photos of him now and photos of him like back in the day, he's actually getting better with age.
Yeah.
He's aging backwards. It's really strange.
Some fucking Benjamin Button shit. Until they hit like 90 years old, and then they just become like wrinkly old prunes.
Like, yeah, they just prune up instantly. You just clock over 90 and you could watch them, watch them just... But,
that'll be the next Japanese horror film. You've heard it here first.
Here first, Game of Gerkinman. We're going to do all the exclusives. Before we get into the direct, though, I guess we should talk about Smash Brothers and how everyone got onto the series, and if they had any fond memories of the series they'd like to share.
Ew.
Yeah, you go first because you start with C.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Game Over Gerkinman, bringing you all the best gags exclusively on this channel.
Well, I played the original Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. And I had a lot of fun with my friends and family.
The original 64 game was interesting because it was like popular, but it really wasn't very good.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad because it was the first of its kind. And
I know, but I mean, you go back to it now and like Melee.
Well, of course, if you go back, you go back to Ocarina of Time now, and it's bad. Like,
yeah, but you can go back to Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo when
it's slow.
You can still go back to Street Fighter and it's still like Street Fighter 2, not the first one, but Street Fighter 2, and that game still feels slick as business. The original, because it hadn't been set in stone exactly what it was yet.
Because it hadn't been done before. It was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
Also, Nintendo, so...
Yeah. Because originally it wasn't even going to have Nintendo characters. It was just going to be like random polygon characters. And they're like, throw in Nintendo characters, cause reasons.
Yeah, so it was like polygons that you fight in like the beat 'em up, whatever the hell mode. I don't know if that one was in the 64 version, but it was in Melee.
I don't think it was.
And then I played Smash Bros. Melee. And actually, funny story, I actually sold my Nintendo 64 and all its games for $100 just so I could buy Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh my god.
That's not a sweet deal.
But still, I'm like, I'm a kid, I have no money. Here's the thing, okay. Yeah, I have another game.
Have you bought another Nintendo 64 since?
No, I haven't. But yeah. I always thought it was interesting in the Smash Brothers games how it was like, this is how you unlock characters. You gotta do this under a certain amount of time. Certain missions, and yeah, it was interesting.
I like that, and I hate it at the same time. Like, I like it
because like to unlock Mewtwo, you didn't need to like keep it fucking. There was something ridiculous for one of the characters. You had to
like keep 150 battles or something with one particular character in one particular mode or something retarded like that.
But I remember just trying to get Ness in the original one. It's like, you gotta beat the whole entire story mode in under 20 minutes. I'm like, I gotta go faster, I gotta do this. But I never owned Smash Bros. Brawl because I never owned a Wii. I only played it at my friend's place.
You really didn't miss out on much.
Yeah.
We will get into that. What about you, Jess?
My friend had the first Smash Brothers game, and he brought it over to my house, and we played it, and I was like, this is fucking awesome, and I borrowed it from him a lot. Like, I never actually owned the game, which is a shame, but I still played it a lot. And then, because I bought my GameCube off my sister, I had that, and then I bought... Did I buy it? I think I bought Melee. And I played that shit all the time. All the time. And then Brawl was purchased at midnight release during a snowstorm when I had to open the next morning at Burger King at like 6 a.m. But because there was a snowstorm, I couldn't even like drive out of like my parking spot, like, because for people who don't know, I live in like a community, so the road leading up to where I live hadn't been plowed yet, so there was no way I could get out, and there was no way anybody could get in. So I remember calling my manager at like 6:30 in the morning going, hey, I can't get out of my house, essentially. You're going to have to go open the restaurant.
The cold and be like, yeah, it'll be worth it because Smash Brothers.
Yeah, so she was pretty mad about that. So she went and opened the restaurant, and I stayed up all morning and played Brawl. And I hated Subspace Emissary from the start.
Oh.
I mean, I had fun with the game, but the Subspace just sucked. So bad.
Well, yeah, we played Subspace when I was there, and it was...
A little bit of it, yeah.
Because you didn't have all the characters for some reason.
No. Well, because I only just recently... That's not the original copy I had. I rebought the game. Yeah. So.
That's one game I do not plan on rebuying.
No, well, I mean, I already have it, so we wouldn't have to.
When the year's over, the new one will be over, so it will be obsolete anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Playing that game online. Anybody who played Brawl online, give your head a shake, man.
I can't wait to play online. Oh no.
It was super bad on Australian servers, so I don't even Well, I mean, like I don't know it was bad over there, but so I mean, you can imagine what it was like with our craptacular internet speeds here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I tried it once. And after 3 hours and getting to connect to one battle, I was just like, I'm done.
That's what I liked about the Direct. They actually acknowledged the fact that it sucked.
Our network is not the best.
But still, they're working with Namco on it anyway, and Soul Calibur 5 has one of the best online connectivities anyway, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, Namco, it's in good hands, I think, with Namco.
Yeah.
We got plenty between Tekken and Soul Calibur, they got pretty good.
What about you, Dan?
Idea. Yeah, what about me? The original. I remember reading reviews of it in like Nintendo Magazine and shit when the original 64 one came out. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing a copy, but I didn't get to in like a shop once. Games were hard to get in the country, especially Nintendo 64 games, because everyone had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Except me, apparently. A couple other friends. So I didn't play the 64 one until way later, and it was mainly just me and my friend Jim. I think I used to hire it a lot when we'd go and stay at my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really like the original very much. I used to beat him at it a lot.
That's why.
Yeah, I used to play the single player a lot for some stupid reason. I don't know why. But and then when Melee came out, I didn't get a GameCube till way later on, but he had it, and we used to wag school to go and just sit in his caravan even in the middle of summer, and blaze it, play Smash Brothers. I could never beat him. He always played Roy, and I always use either Samus or Kirby. And he just always have that charged up sword thing, and whenever I go close to him, just BAM! And it's like I never like, aside from occasionally getting off on the Samus's like big Powerball attacks off and being lucky, I could never really beat him. But I never owned. Maybe I did own it very later on when you could get it like cheap when it went platinum or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Was it platinum? Was that what the Nintendo things they called it?
Probably.
Yeah, so I used to play Melee a lot, though. I absolutely loved Melee. I remember going to a couple of birthday parties, too, and just, like, drunk Melee was, like, the coolest shit ever. Yeah, lots of fun memories of Melee. And then Brawl came out, and by the time Brawl came out, I was living alone and shit, so playing it online was my only real option. I do remember getting friends over once, and I did have enough Wiimotes and GameCube. I had 2 Wiimotes and 2 GameCube controllers, so we had a 4-player match. And there was just so many effects and shit going on that no one knew what the fuck was happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we couldn't play. Even though the frame rate and everything was fine, there was just so much chaos. It wasn't fun. It was just like, huh, what?
Were you playing it on a CRT or a big widescreen TV?
A 58-inch TV.
Oh, so you would have been like, oh, it's so blurry, I can't see anything. What's going on?
Weird. But Brawl, I think the thing that online obviously didn't work, which sucked, but I didn't care that much about. Subspace Emissary sucked, which I mean I played through it to get all the characters, but I mean fucking gay. But the thing that killed Brawl, it was too slow. Like Melee, I love Melee, I love one-on-one. That's how I like to play Smash Brothers. And Brawl felt like its speed was more in tone with the original Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah.
Everything had been slowed down a bit. And I don't know, there was just something about that didn't feel right to me. I just didn't like the way it felt. Everyone felt heavier in Melee too, like Brawl was a little bit floatier. I don't know. I just didn't like the way it felt as a game. And so I'm very excited about this new one though, because it looks like there's some very interesting new mechanics being brought in because of new characters.
Well, in the meantime, if you're interested, you can get your original copy of Brawl and download Project M onto an SD card and play that.
Yes, on your PC. Or my PC.
On your Wii.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, if you have because they've made it that
I only
somehow
have a Wii U now.
Project M works on any copy of Smash Brothers Brawl, and they've even got characters in there like Mewtwo and Roy somehow.
Yeah, I've seen those around. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the game that you
Does
always
it fix
wanted.
the floatiness?
Yep, they've made it pretty much exactly play like Melee, except with some changes to make it so you can do like all your air combos and shit and stuff.
Nice. Speaking of air combos, the new game, so the 3DS one should be coming out in like a few months.
Yeah, I was surprised by that actually. I'm like, oh, so the 3DS version is coming out midway through the year. That's like in 2 months.
I was really surprised that I was expecting them both to come out at Christmas time.
Yeah, me too.
Or at least 2 months beforehand, not like this close.
Well, obviously they're putting a lot of emphasis on making sure the Wii U version is fucking the ducks nuts because the Wii U isn't selling.
Plus, if they both come out at the same time, everyone's just going to buy the Wii U version anyway. So
yeah, exactly. They're going to cannibalize each other's sales. So it makes sense. I'm not actually that interested in the 3DS one at all. Just because it's not
I wasn't
a platform
really
game.
as well, but I'm gonna have to pick it up because I want to play the game.
Yeah, that's. I want it because I want to play it. That's
I'm sure. Like I think it'll be really good, but I mean, by the time it comes out, I just get the feeling like I'll be playing it for few months, and then once the Wii U one hits, I won't have any reason to play it anymore. And it kind of makes me want to like, it's worth playing the first. I like the fact that they have different stages from each other.
Yeah. It'll be kind of cool. The 3DS version will be kind of practice for the Wii U version, essentially. Yeah.
I was impressed
You'll be used to all the characters by that time, so you'll be able to just get straight in and
that's
beat the shit out of people online.
I was shocked when they said the game's running at 60 frames a second, even with 3D turned up.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. Pokemon runs at like 20 frames a second with 3D turned off.
Yeah.
That game does not run well. So, there's the fact that they're coming out at different dates and shit, and whatever. But the new characters, I think, is where everyone always gets excited.
I'm just waiting for Goku to be announced for the game, because he's going to be the best character.
They already did. That's what Little Mac turns into, didn't you see?
Ah.
As far as like new characters that have been announced, Dylan, and characters who haven't been announced to be returning, what are your feels?
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with all the new characters. Well, we got Little Mac, Rosalina, Villager, Wii Fit Trainer. Is that it?
Mega Man.
Mega Man. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting he's in the game for some reason.
He looks so OP.
Yeah, but it's weird because Mega Man's kind of a backwards character. Like with all the specials, like the projectiles and stuff, it's always been B, but Mega Man's projectile's A. So it's kind of interesting take on a character.
It's still going to be a little bit of a learning curve, just because your brain's going to be rewired to be the opposite way to how
it's like playing an S game where the jump button and the attack button are reversed.
Yeah, Super Metroid did that.
Yeah.
So there's no one particular character that you've seen and you're just like, that guy looks like he might be my new... Who do you play as mainly?
Well, it varied from game to game. In the first one, I played Mario. In the second one, I played Ice Climbers. In the third game, I played Wario.
You played Ice Climbers?
I played Ice Climbers.
You were the only person I know who played Ice Climbers.
Yeah. And I didn't
Ice
even
Climbers
know about
haven't been announced to be coming back, and no one cares.
I didn't even know about the infinite grab technique and anything. I just like playing on them because they're, fun to play.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I just play strange characters. Like in Street Fighter, I play Dan Hibiki, which is essentially the worst character in the game. So, I don't know. I guess I just like having fun.
That's fair enough. What did you think of the whole thing too? Like the transformations are gone instead; they're separate characters.
Oh, that's good because like in a lot of the competitive scene, like some people stick to one character. Like there's some people that just play Zelda, and if they change the Sheik, they may as well just kill themselves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, kill their character, not kill themselves in real life.
Yeah, it's pretty much an instant life gone.
Yeah. But
what about you, Jess? Oh wait, Carbonwater's still talking.
I was thinking about this the other day, but where did all the, this character's in the game, I can't believe it, because, like, Smash Bros. Was strictly Nintendo for the longest time, and then somebody came out of nowhere, and it's like, oh yeah, Sonic and Tails are in Melee, make sure you beat the game 20 times with every character to unlock them. And just out of nowhere, everybody was, like, requesting every character under the sun. I'm like, why do people do this? How did this even start?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
People are just crazy.
I don't know. I kind of like, I don't mind the fact that Mega Man and Sonic are in there. I mean, at least Sonic's in one good game. Mega Man, I'm glad it's the classic NES Mega Man and not one of the newer Mega Mans.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty appropriate because everyone associates that version of Mega Man with the NES anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when Snake was announced it was just like, why?
Because he had that one game on the GameCube, right?
Yeah, because of twin snakes. But I mean, like, which Kojima hates. And it's like, well, then why is he in here? And it's just like, oh,
because he was on the original NES that nobody remembers.
Yeah, which was a port of an MSX game.
Yep.
Are you from Snake's Revenge?
Oh, did you just quote Ego Raptor on my show?
No.
Okay.
Ego Raptor makes game. He does plays video games. That's it. He doesn't make cartoons.
I forgot. I got him confused with someone else. Someone who actually made stuff. Of note. What about you, Jess? How did you feel about all the new announcements and characters and mechanics and shit?
I'm excited. I'm like, whenever I saw the villager, I peed a little because that's oh my god, it's so cool.
I like it when he jumps on the what are those things called? The
gyroids.
Gyroids. It uses it like
it's just like rockets on Lloyd. It's beautiful. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm excited, and yeah, I mean, obviously they're not done releasing characters yet. I can imagine that roster is going to be fucking massive.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was predicting, like, because Sakurai hates that the internet is, keeps on spoiling stuff, especially why he got rid of Subspace Emissary. I reckon he's not going to even reveal secret characters to, even when the game is released. Like, people have to find them on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm excited. Whenever I was watching it, I was really thinking that, like, because I play, in the original, I played as Link, and from Melee on, I only ever played as Sheik. So, whenever I saw Rosalina, well, obviously Villager as well, but whenever I saw Rosalina, I was like, huh. And I just about shat myself whenever, I knew that they did, but for the Wii Fit trainer, you can choose the male.
I think the Wii Fit trainer is probably going to be a very balanced, kind of like mid.
Yeah, which is fine with me, so that's, I don't know, I'm just all around, I'm excited for everything.
All the things.
All of the things. I just want to fucking play it.
Yeah,
just put Batman in the game and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fuck a Batman.
I hope to bring back Captain Falcon, though.
Oh, they will.
They can't.
what was it? Show Me Your Moves and Falcon Punch are pretty much staples of Smash Brothers. So
No. But I mean, they're not franchises that Nintendo gives a shit about anymore, evidently.
yeah, but
the last F-Zero game was like GX for the GameCube, and that was like 15 years ago.
But they're gonna make one for the Wii U. They have to.
Oh, can you imagine an F-Zero game that looks as pretty as Mario Kart 8?
Nah. That's what I was saying. Like with the Wii, I'm like with the motion controls, that'd like be like perfect with racing games and stuff. But they didn't do that.
I don't think motion controls were any good for racing at all, and I think F-Zero is a hard enough game as it is without motion controls jammed in it.
This game wasn't hard enough. We make it harder.
You haven't played any of the F-Zero games, have you, Jess?
Nope.
Oh.
Like, I know that they're notorious for being difficult.
Yeah, they're about the only games Nintendo makes anymore with balls.
Like, I remember playing GX, I'm like, this isn't too hard, and then I unlocked the next set of race courses, like the next set of tracks. It's like, haha, all these tracks have no rails. Have fun falling off the edge.
I regret everything I said.
I couldn't make it through the first circuit. I was just like, oh, this game's hard. I only got to play at a friend's place. That game looked really good too. It was a really good looking game.
It was, like, especially like every time you boost, like lightning shoots out of your car and everything. It was so good.
Just lots of effects and stuff. Really clever engine optimization. 60 frames. It was glorious. I played Samus mainly. Samus and Donkey Kong actually on the original N64 one.
That's a shame.
And then with
Melee, Samus is the worst character in that game. She is.
No, she's not. Mario is shit. In Melee, I played as Samus still and Kirby. I think I started playing Kirby a lot because I had friends and they'd play as Pikachu a lot, and I got sick of that fucking lightning bolt attack. It was always like, we're gonna do the light. Oh, he turned into a rock and hit me in the face. Damn it.
So you can absorb his power and just do lightning right back at him.
Yeah. But then, when Brawl came out, I stopped using Samus because whenever I got the final smash, her suit came off and she was crap. Until he got another final smash. I just didn't like playing a Zero Suit Samus at all, so I'm really glad about that change for thing. But as far as like actual mechanics go, I'm very excited for Little Mac because I like how powerful he looks on the ground while in the air. Because I'm not someone who I don't like spending a lot of time in the air. I'm a very grounded player. I like to stick into the ground. I don't like jumping. Unless I really have to. And because he's based around that mechanic of you attack on the ground and stay on the ground, and if you're in the air, you're in trouble, so do your best to avoid it, I'm kind of like, okay, that sounds like me. That's how I play, so he should suit me very well.
I've got a feeling that Little Mac players are just going to get thrown constantly because his air game is so bad. So it's like, you're in the air now. Fuck shit.
Obviously they're going to try to balance it so they can counter that somehow. He's also got that weird rage bar down in the bottom left corner that makes him go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a second Final Smash in a way.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting mechanic. So they took that out of the Wii Punch Out game. I never played that, but it looked really nice. I wanted to. You never played it either?
I never played the Wii version.
I never saw a copy of it anywhere. I was really sad because it was actually one of the only Wii games I was excited about for the last 3 years of its existence. I thought it looked really cool. I really loved his announcement trailer too. A lot of people were complaining that it looked cheap, but I thought it was, especially with the Punch-Out music, orchestrated behind it. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Oh, they're just copying JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Boo.
Oh, what does it do with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I don't even know what that is. I just see it on Tumblr all the time.
I don't know. It's just like one of the longest running mangas in history, and the most recent volume came out recently, so everybody's getting hyped. Star. Kinda. I don't know. I never read it. Never watched it.
I don't know. I like the name of it. Anything with Bizarre Adventure in its name's got to be good.
Yeah. What was it? Dalzim. He was inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, so it even goes back that far.
Wow. That is
Although I'm not, I do like. I know exactly who you're talking about. Whenever you say, I just keep seeing it all over Tumblr. Because it's that one person that we all follow.
Yeah, my friend on Facebook is a big JoJo's fan, so my whole entire feed every day is filled with JoJo stuff.
Yep. Yep.
God bless. I think JoJo will be in Smash Bros.
Which one?
I am. I am really
there's
holding
7
out.
different JoJos.
the bizarrest one. I'm really holding out that Reggie is in the game to some capacity. Even if he's just like an assist trophy, that would be amazing. I want Reggie to come in and just be like, my body is ready, and then put his arms up in like a Y formation and just the whole like stage to explode.
Nemir appears in the background and it's just gigantic, and he goes, my body is ready, and a giant Wii U training pad falls on him.
Or it's just like a giant Reggie face just floating in space, and it just smiles and like lasers start firing out of its eyes or stuff.
Rainbow lasers.
Reginator activated, and it that'd be brilliant. Make it happen, Sakurai, or you'll have to answer to me personally, and I will shake your hand.
No, Reggie, no, but I have to pirate it.
Yeah, tell me what a
wonderful job you've done.
It's glorious. So glorious.
Oh.
Well, I don't really know what else to say about Smash Brothers, really, other than I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear how the renditions... That's the one thing that Brawler livered on, was the music. Does anyone have any predictions for like characters who won't be returning, or characters they'd like that they think might be in the game that haven't been announced yet? I don't think Ice Climbers are coming back.
There was one character that I predicted ages ago, but I don't think it's going to be in the game.
Is it Gino?
Bob.
Who?
You know, they had a game on the original NES, and they also had a game for Wii, Boy and His Blob.
Oh, but that's not a Nintendo-owned franchise, though.
Yeah, but still, it's been in, Nintendo-only stuff, so...
That's true. Would he be like Blob from Clay Fighter and just turn into different things?
It would be like the Pokemon trainer, right? So, think like Pokemon trainer from Brawl. You would have to, like, throw jelly beans to your Blob.
Well, yeah, actually,
to get him to change.
Well, actually, that's one character that obviously isn't returning as Pokemon trainer.
Obviously not.
Is anyone going to miss Pokemon trainer? Did Nintendo find that everyone in tournaments was just using Charizard and that was it?
Probably.
Yeah, kinda. Like, even in Project M, they made Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard like their own characters.
Yeah.
But the way that Pokemon Trainer worked, like, after time, there'd be like an invisible status bar, so your Pokemon over time would actually get weak, so you have to change out.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't actually know about that, but that's the thing that was actually put into the game.
Oh. I did not know that.
That's a weird way of balancing them, I guess. Yeah, I don't think Pokemon Trainer's coming back. I get the feeling Ice Climbers aren't coming back.
Maybe.
Mewtwo's obviously not coming back.
Nope.
There's too many Pokemon now. Still would have preferred Mewtwo to Lucario.
Yep.
So we got Jigglypuff cut, Roy's cut.
Yeah, well, Roy and Marth, they were basically the same character anyway.
Ike's
They'll
cut.
have whoever was the most recent Fire Emblem character.
Dr.
No,
Mario's
I think Ness will be coming back.
Well, Ness for sure, but not Lucas. Definitely no.
Oh fuck no.
No.
That was so useless.
Yeah.
Pointless.
He was surely just a palette swap though.
Because originally in Melee, when that was released, Mother 3 was just released in Japan, so they were going to originally cut Ness and put in Lucas, but they never did that.
It's to be honest, I kind of don't understand why both Ganondorf and Captain Falcon have been together for so long.
Ganondorf's cut.
They wouldn't cut Ganondorf.
I wish they would bring, because Ganondorf does deserve his own moveset, and they need to bring in Wind Waker Ganondorf with the.
Oh my god, yes.
A lot of people are saying what would have been cool if they would have put in Pig Ganon from like the original Super Nintendo games.
No, that's
yeah.
But
I could say that as a final Smash.
It's like, do we really need a lot of these, giant big characters? We got like
no.
3 of them already. So
wasn't Bowser's final Smash to turn into Giga Bowser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine like if they were to do that, it'd be Ganondorf's final Smash turn into Pig Ganon and fucking Trident the shit out of everything.
That's probably
not
why
as a playable character.
That's probably why King K. Rool's never going to be in the game either.
Well, King K. Rool's not going to be in the game because Rare owns him.
No.
Yeah, Rare own all the Gremlings. Nintendo own Donkey Kong and the Kongs, and that's where the extent of their...
It's kind of like half and half, because even with Donkey Kong King of Swing, he was playable on that, but that was like a handheld console kind of...
No. That was back when...
Game, so it's kind of like...
They had different rules.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, even Rare developed a couple of games for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, they were published by THQ.
Yeah.
It was a weird time.
Strange stuff.
Like, K. Rool's never going to be in it, just because no one gives a shit about the original Donkey Kong Country trilogy anymore. If they bring in a villain from a Donkey Kong Country game, it'll be like someone from Tropical Freeze or...
Ooh.
Cranky.
Because they love announcing Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong confirmed. That's what Nintendo does, right? There was that big gaming show, and Nintendo's like, we're going to have this big announcement. It's going to be amazing, and you're going to blow your mind. Everyone's like, oh, here it comes, the Majora's Mask 3D announcement. Cranky, playable, and Tropical Freeze. And everyone else is like announcing this is our new game for the next gen platforms and shit. Nintendo's been
like Telltale games was like Borderlands game,
Borderlands,
Game of Thrones game.
There was that sick indie game where you got to explore outer space and shit.
That was amazing.
And then Nintendo's like, Cranky! Even Reggie looked like after all those other announcements, Reggie comes out and he's like, oh shit. Cranky's in Tropical Freeze. You can play him for the first time ever. Everybody go play. Please
get hype. Raise your hype, everybody.
Get hype, everybody. But I do think there's a chance that if they do bring in any other Donkey Kong characters, it'll be someone from either Returns or Tropical Freeze. I can't imagine the Tiki's working well.
Funky Kong confirmed for playable character.
Fucking Funky Kong confirmed, bro. But yeah, I do think if Ganondorf comes back, he won't be a palette swap of Falcon. I think he'll be his own character, and I wouldn't actually be surprised if he's either the version from Twilight Princess with that big massive sword, or if he is the version from or even Demise from Skyward Sword, or if he is the fat version from Wind Waker, since that only just came out and it's still fresh in people's mind that it's the Jewel Katana Wind Waker. So you might even have Toon Link and Real Link and like Toon Ganondorf and...
Yeah, did Sakurai say he doesn't want any characters that are like in standalone games?
Did he?
So even if it is going to be Demise or what's it called, that freaking faggot, whatever his name is.
Oh, Girahim?
Yeah, Girahim. He's probably not going to be playable.
Normally I'd be like, that's terrible and disgusting, but yeah, Girahim's totally gay.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why. He looks just like the guy from the Four Swords and Minish Cap.
Vati.
Vati. I just don't know why they didn't just make him Vati. I guess because he was a sword or something.
But even if they do put him back in as a sword character, we've already got too many sword characters as it is, so...
Well,
even if they're going to put Isaac in the game.
There's no heavy sword characters, though. I mean, Ganondorf with the big blade from Twilight Princess would be quite slow, or Ganondorf in Wind Waker with 2 katanas is really quick.
Oh, I guess, if they make him kind of like a Berserker type character.
Like, I mean, if they have Toon Link, they have Toon Zelda now, so why not...
Is Toon Zelda a character in it, too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what I saw.
I don't think she is. I think it's just regular Zelda. Regular Zelda and regular Sheik.
I think I know. Was it the Forbidden 7 or what they called from Melee? Characters are going to be in the game, but they were cut.
Maybe. Still, bring petition for Wind Waker Ganondorf, please.
Yes. That's not going to make a difference. It didn't get Reggie in the game, so we probably won't get Ganondorf in the game. But, you know, we can dream.
Oh, everybody knows that Captain Rainbow is going to be in the game. He's going to be the best character, so...
Birdo confirmed for Brawl.
Yo, okay,
Captain Rainbow.
I would actually...
Captain Rainbow did have to go and get Birdo's vibrator in the game, in his game.
I would play as Birdo. I would.
Yeah, but Captain Rainbow's main weapon is just a yo-yo anyway, so it'd be too similar to Ness, kind of.
It'd be a bit gayer than Ness.
I'm sure they'll figure it out, and everybody will be mad anyway. So.
No, you're never going to please everybody.
Oh,
so has Wario been announced to come back again yet?
No, he hasn't.
Not yet.
Diddy Kong has though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Wario comes back. He was alright when you just wanted to fuck around.
Yeah, but Wario's range was complete garbage, but he was really fun to play.
Yeah, but you could fart on people.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
You know who they need to bring to Smash Brothers? Wart.
Wart, no.
Wart.
Pal swap browser.
That villain
Wart
that
was
was
in
in
2
Mario
games.
Land. Yeah, that guy. The alien guy.
Oh yeah, the spaceship.
Yeah, Spaceship Man.
He could totally come in. I wish that actually for their final, for the assist trophies, they dig more into their Game Boy legacy because they seem to have not really touched much.
Because they have seemed to be taking a lot of the fan quest with like Majora. He's not called Majora. Skull Kid and Ashley.
Yeah, I was kind of like felt let down when Skull Kid just turns the thing upside down.
Yeah.
Which one of the
and then they showed one of the other, it was a Pelagia or one of the other Pokemon, and it does the same thing.
Mm.
I was like, Skull Kid, instinctively you think, oh, it's going to like go, and the moon's going to come down and fucking obliterate the whole
with
map.
a lot of the big names that were like highly requested to be playable, they seem to be getting in with
assist trophies.
So
which is still good. That's why I've got my fingers crossed that Reggie's an assist. Like you summon him. And he's like, my body is ready, and then he just walks across like he's walking out to give a press conference. And just everyone he touches just gets launched off.
Giant Phoenix, right? He's gonna slap his hands on the arena.
Objection. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that there are some more assist trophies that like harken back to more of their Game Boy legacy.
Mm.
I'd like to see, because I haven't seen anything from any of the Super Mario Land games in any of that was none of it in Brawl. I want to see, some of those references to that game come back, and even if it's just like one of the bosses or something from that.
Well, they could do something like that. Like they could have like a Goomba, but they could also have the ones from Mario Land that explode, so there'd be like a sense of just random chance. It's like, oh, there's a Goomba. Oh no, exploded. Oh, it's the wrong one.
That was the Koopas that exploded.
Whatever,
Trevor. Well, I don't know where else is to say about Smash Bros. Obviously, there's a lot because there's lots of debating and things that could go on, but
just make the online good and we'll be good.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to play people overseas this time.
Yeah,
because I'll be living in a country where all my friends are overseas.
Well,
and also,
they're just going to have to come visit us, won't they?
Also, Sakurai, thanks for taking Subspace Emissary out.
Yes, thank you so much.
Can I say, I don't want to unlock characters anymore. When I get a fighting game or a party game like this, I don't want to have to unlock all of the characters just so when my friends come around, they're there as an option. I want them all unlocked from the get-go, but I do want to unlock alternate costumes or versions of them. Mm-hmm. That would be ideal for me.
Well, they kind of did that in a way, because if you play versus mode enough, you'll unlock all the characters anyway, so...
Yeah.
But
I don't mind having to unlock characters. Like, not all of them. I don't want 50% of my roster to have to be unlockable. You know what I mean? Have it like in the 64 version where there were only, what, 4?
Like
6?
4.
6 or 4 unlockable characters.
Or even like, if you have a couple of characters who are like actually no good for tournaments, they're basically god tier characters, and you unlock them for shits and giggles. But anyone who wants to play a game seriously, it's just the standard roster that's there. You shouldn't have to unlock.
Well, it is kind of nice unlocking characters, but if you're like really familiar with the game and you don't want to play like the main campaign or everything, you just want to jump straight online, it is good that way.
Well,
that's the thing, like if let's say when I got Brawl, and I was like, oh, hey guys, I just got Brawl, let's sit down and play it and have a good time. The day it came out, we sat down, it's like, oh, play this game, I can't.
You have to play through 10 fucking hours of Subspace Emissary first. LOL.
Yeah. You don't hear anybody saying, oh, the new Street Fighter's coming out, I can't wait to play arcade mode.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll be interested to see what they had that challenge mode they show off from the 3DS one. So I'll be interested to see what I do like there was the bonus levels, like hit the targets and stuff from the first.
Oh yeah, break the targets, and
I like those. Those were cool. I like to see those come back
and jump on the platforms or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were like simple diversions, but they taught you how your character worked better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring those back. I'm glad Subspace is gone.
Bring back adventure mode, because that was cool.
I'd like adventure mode to be completely randomized.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
randomized maps with obviously preset parameters. But I guess that's kind of what the original game was like. Like giant metal Donkey Kong. And you just
oh shit!
Whatever.
Yoshi team.
Yeah, I'd bring that. That was great. Bring that back. And I guess that's really all there is to say on Smash. We all love it here. We want to see the Wii U sell because it's a fine system. You're just not doing a very good job of letting people know that. If I can pick up... I'd like to briefly touch on that. I would like to say I own a Wii U. I think it's a great system. It's the only current gen system I own, not because I don't like the PS4 or the Xbox One, but I mean, I'm going to buy a PC because it'll look better, and the exclusives... I don't care about Halo anymore, and as much as I love Naughty Dog, I don't want to play another Uncharted game because I've already played through 3 of them, and I'm done. But Nintendo, the Wii U, it's one of those systems where, hardware-wise, it's underpowered, but as Nintendo have shown, if art direction is what makes or breaks a game now with that hardware.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 looks beautiful, Pikmin 3 looks beautiful, Super Mario 3D World all look absolutely beautiful because of the art direction.
And to the casual player, they can't really tell anyway, so...
Yeah.
Unless it's, like SD versus HD, you can tell, but if it's, HD versus, like, Super HD, you can't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people still think, the Wii U is like an attachment to the original Wii.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Nintendo, the reason it's not selling is you guys need to let people know that it isn't just an accessory for the original Wii. It is a whole new system.
I bought Mario Kart 8 and won't work on my Wii. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I was at an EB Games the other day and there was a lady asking me, like, I'm just going to buy Super Mario 3D World for my son's Wii. And the lady was like, Wii or Wii U? And she's like, Wii, what's a Wii U?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
exactly.
They needed to call it something. I guess they figured the Wii sold really well. We'll just call it the Wii U because
they should have called it the Wii 2. Zero confusion.
Yeah. But they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, they can't take the controller out of the system and just do it with a regular controller because.
Oh, I mean, really, since when have consoles been creatively named? Nintendo, Super
GameCube.
Nintendo 64.
Nintendo named it after themselves for the longest time.
Excuse me, Sega
hold on,
Dreamcast.
I'm not done. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4.
Sony
PlayStation. And then
Atari 2600.
Xbox. Xbox 360. Xbox One.
That still sounds so dumb.
It does, but that's...
I still think, hands down, the Sega Dreamcast is the best console name ever.
Well, that's your opinion, my friend.
Is it? It is. I think it's the most creative name for a console.
It's
called the Dreamcast because you get a dream to play one.
It's like when Nintendo was the Nintendo... I still think the Nintendo Revolution was a better name than the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, but then their "we would like to play" ads wouldn't have worked. See, they had to...
No.
They had those commercials thought
and as well,
first.
They wouldn't have got the attention that they wanted because as soon as they did that name change, everybody's like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah, it's smart marketing in that way.
Yeah, the Wii U was
exactly what Xbox did with the Xbox One.
Xbone.
You gotta go dumb.
Xbone sounds so dirty. Well, either way, Wii U, bad name, bad advertising and marketing. You're not doing a good job of getting the word out of what the system is or does or why people should buy it. Fire or water.
Oh, don't
no. He's a good guy.
Iwata needs. I like Iwata, but he's just not. They need to get some young blood in there, I think, to shake things up.
Don't fire the poor guy. I mean, he took a. I mean, okay, yeah, it's not like it really mattered, but he took a salary cut whenever. Not too long.
Because it's all his fault.
Well, yeah, but see, he was owning up to his mistake. But really, would the president of fucking
if it was working for
no,
they just fucking fire him outright before he even got a chance to apologize.
Team behind the Xbox One are fired.
Oh, Still though, I mean,
at least they got a game guy ahead of Xbox now, Phil Spencer. It's been a long time.
I don't know. I just, you know,
props to him for doing that. I just think, your ideas are old. You clearly don't know what you're doing, and you're pulling at straws. They need to get some young blood in there to run the company. I think he's just too stuck in his ways, and he isn't.
But they'll change everything, and it will be ours.
Young blood will come in and make things different, and I like Nintendo to be the same. With their youth and
their ideas and their rock music. Too loud, turn it down.
I thought I saw like last week the guy the guy runs Sony, or not runs Sony, Kutaragi. He was basically like, I've been banned off Miiverse twice. the guy who runs Sony's PlayStation, was running Sony's PlayStation division, got banned once for putting a Twitter handle in his Miiverse account, and the other time was for mentioning Sony, because you're not allowed to mention any brands of any kind on Miiverse.
Oh.
And then
yeah, they actually just put up really like crazy restrictions on that shit. Well, not restrictions, but they changed a lot of stuff with the Miiverse.
Yeah. So he's been banned twice, but I mean, like, here's the guy who's like, I like Nintendo, I like the Wii U, I play it with my daughters, it's a lot of fun. And he's the head of Sony, but then you got like Nintendo, and it's like, hey, have you guys seen what any of the other console developers or game developers are doing on other platforms? And they're like, what? There are other platforms.
Yeah, Nintendo's like very two-faced these days. It's like, we're gonna, they release all these awesome games to, our fan base, but at the same time, they're gonna have all this crazy stuff, and if you don't like it, it's too bad.
Yeah, this like I remember like one of the developers of the Legend of Zelda team actually recently came out and said, I actually got to play Skyrim. I went out and I played Skyrim. I got some free time and I played Skyrim, and I came back and was like, oh my god, have you seen what these guys are doing? And it's just like, really? Now it's been 3 years, and you've just seen this, and you've been developing this game for, so that's why all the Zelda games have become so the same, because you didn't realize that the genre had evolved outside.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up playing Nintendo consoles and Nintendo games, so I'm incredibly biased. I loved it. I am a Nintendo whore. I know it, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
See, I'm a Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I absolutely love Nintendo, but that's why I want to see them succeed. And in order to succeed, they have to evolve.
No.
Like a lot of people are saying, like, if there weren't for all these people that love Nintendo's brand so much, they'd be, dead. Like, sugar.
They've got enough goddamn money to last them until, like, what was it, 2025 or something like that?
2025, yeah. If they keep releasing, like, failed consoles. But I mean, I don't want them to keep releasing failed consoles. No, I want them to actually do well.
Yeah.
What was it that was saying that Nintendo has sold... No, the Wii U has sold at like half the numbers that the Dreamcast did when it was killed off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Xbox One has been out for 5 months and has almost outsold the Wii U, which has been out for almost 2 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One gets smack talk all the time.
That's because Microsoft sucks.
Smack talk that, people keep on, people are talking about Xbox, I better research the Xbox. Yeah. Oh, look, I bought an Xbox. How'd that happen?
I'm not going to get into the whole Xbox thing, but I hope things turn around now. Phil Spencer's in charge, because for all the way through the Xbox One development, it was handled by a different, because Microsoft reshuffled the way their sectors were like organized, and Xbox got like lumped in with like Office and all that shit in like that same department. So the people who were working on the system weren't game people, and so they treated it like that's why there's all those stupid like multimedia features and stuff. And now that Phil Spencer's in there, he used to be a game developer, and he's just like, now he's in charge of the whole Xbox division, and he's just like, fuck all that shit. I'm getting this thing back on track.
Yeah, my theory of what Microsoft's original game plan behind the Xbox One was like, well, Nintendo was trying to appeal to families with, the Wii U, and they made a shitload of money, so let's do that too. But they did it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't force a connect on people, because if you're going to alienate half of your original
No,
like,
that,
like, the Xbox 360 was
television.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, that's what's weird about it for me. Because I mean, like, the Xbox 360 was my favorite game of the last generation. I play everything on it. I mean, I have a PS3 and I have a Wii, and I use the PS3 for exclusives and Blu-rays, and everything else I play on my 360 because that was, I think, the best system of that. Even though it had 100%
freaks out and glitches less.
Yeah, it was easy to develop for. But I mean, yeah, the Xbox One is just kind of like there's just like
forcing people to play online as well. Like you have to be online if you want to play by yourself. What?
Yeah, well, I'm glad they double backed on all that, even though it really hurt their credibility. But I mean, the fact it's just like connecting that, and it's just like, no, I don't. Stop forcing things on me that I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's going to cost me an extra $100.
Well, see, that's the difference between smart people like us and dumb people like the majority of consumers.
Yeah. Amen to that. And on that note, thank you, Jess. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, all you dumb consumers listening at home. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast on Smash. I don't know when the next podcast will be, but it'll probably be a little while.
When we have some news.
Then there's more news or some other topic. So until then, cheerio. No one else wants to say goodbye? Okay.